Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines.
Someone says, what's the future? Vaughn Coleman.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Vaughn Coleman Presents. I'm, of course, your host, Vaughn Coleman. I think it's been some time since I did my last episode. I've been, working on my books and stuff like that. Speaking of, I finished issues 1 through, the first story arc of Phenomenova. I finished rewriting it, and I'm glad I did, because there was some gold in the older versions, but there was some stuff where I'm like, what are you doing, dude? So I did, but I will say there was a few good scenes that I salvaged from older drafts into these ones, and I'm going to send it to my editor. I think I'm figuring that out, but I want you guys to know I'm planning ahead. Also, I wanted to get this story arc done so I could write other stuff, and then I plan on obviously continuing Phenomenova as a series, but I'm going to take another little break from it, and then I do want to write more. It's frustrating because you got to stop scheduling these things drunk. I don't do that. I'm not drunk, believe it or not. See, here's the thing. I've been told, people tell me I'm drunk sometimes when I'm sober. I'm like, I can't beat these allegations. Anyway, what the hell was I talking about? Yeah, so that's where that is. Also, update on Phenomenova for today. So I got the mini prints, the posters, and the trading cards sent to the fulfillment center, which is pretty great. So I'm really excited about that. Now all that's left is the most important part, the books, which should be there in about a month. Actually, less than a month. Holy shit. I would say time flies, but we're behind schedule, so that's not really an appropriate thing. But anyway, if you want to keep up to date on all things Phenomenova, make sure you sign up for the mailing list. Issue 2 also, guys, is about, God, it's like what? 30? I don't know why I said 30. It's only 24 pages. The 19 pages have been inked, 15 have been colored. So we are moving along fast on that track. It's looking great. Is it the 8th already? No. It's not the 8th issue. But I've written the first story arc is going to be 8 issues, but they're not all going to be as long as issue 1. They're going to be in the ballpark of 24 issues, some slightly over. But that's my plan going forward. So I already have 3 covers for issue 2. Issue 2, I could basically launch now if I were to be someone who did that, but I'm just going to launch as soon as issue 1 is in people's hands. I'm going to give it a week or 2 to build up hype. Then we go in issue 2. So that's my plan. But enough about me. I've yapped about myself for too long because I guess I accomplished a lot today. So without further ado, let me bring in, I got an intro. The guest of honor.
Oh, this is gonna be good. You know how long I've been waiting for this? Woo, I'm about to make a name for myself here.
What's going on?
What's up?
Do you remember? So I have a question. Has it gone to your head? Because didn't Chris Claremont's son tell you looked like Gambit at Heroes Con?
No, I think he said Wolverine.
Oh, he said Wolverine. Oh, I think you said you wanted to say him to say Gambit.
Yeah.
Well,
I was like, I'm more of a Gambit fan. And then I also didn't know that was Chris Claremont.
No, you know what's funny? I was trying to clue you in. I go, because you mentioned that. I go, oh, your dad must really appreciate that.
Right.
And then I looked at Phill, and he didn't get the cue. And then Phill goes, I was thinking more Gambit. I go, oh, your dad would really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Looked at you waiting for you to pick up.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Hey, just to let you know, I saw the opportunity to stream this to my channel from your thing. And so
go ahead.
I'm testing that out. I've never done that before. So
good stuff. Yeah, do it.
I want to see how that works. So I tweeted this out and posted it on my stream. If you guys are watching this through my channel, let me know.
Oh, what's going on, Edwin?
Oh, is that what that means? The little link thing?
So that little thing means that they're from your channel.
Nice.
Or maybe on your perspective, it means the opposite. Is Brendan taking another drive? I don't know. Oh yeah, I don't know why, because I know you have a show on Wednesday, so that's why I didn't ask initially on Wednesday. It's on Cool V. I forgot about that. All right. So anyway,
Cool V.
so you got your book out, and I want to talk about it because because it's the point of the show, but also I don't know if we've talked about comics and stuff. I don't know if we've ever talked about horror movies.
I don't know if I've ever talked to you before.
Oh, that's
Have a blur.
I want to get your
Maybe I'm drunk.
maybe you have early onset Alzheimer's.
I hope not. That would suck.
I'm a huge horror movie guy.
Yeah.
Are you big into horror, or how did this come about?
I dabble. I'm not a huge like horror cinephile, but
I
I
hate
like
that
the
word.
stuff that I like. Like really like Evil Dead. Have you ever seen I mean this was also a Sam Raimi one. Drag Me to Hell. Did you ever see that one?
No, I haven't seen Army of Darkness yet.
Oh, dude, that's so good.
I know. Well, here's my problem, and I think it's a taste thing. Well, it's more so. All right, so I watched The Evil Dead, and I have some nostalgia. Do you ever see a movie on TV that you weren't supposed to see when you were little, and it fucks you up? All right. Well,
no.
that Evil Dead. I remember when I was little, there was this movie that I could never place a thing on, where this guy would cut his girlfriend's head off, who turned into a demon. It was such a horrifying thing for a child to see, and I was like, "What is this?" And then I remember going through famous horror movies, and I was like seeing the trailer, and I was like, "Holy shit, that's it!" And the first one built up so much hype. And then the next day, my friends and I, we loved it. We're like, that was so good. Movie night tomorrow. We're going to watch Evil Dead 2. And then it was this goofy ass like parody of the first one. And I think I was in the wrong mood for it because I was like, what the fuck is happening? Although I will say when he says groovy, that was cool.
Groovy. Yeah. Evil Dead 2 is better than the first one, I think.
Most people do. Maybe I'm just insane. I also do think I went into Evil Dead 2 thinking it would be like the first one, and it both was and wasn't.
Yeah.
So I think it was my mentality. You keep tweeting about this House on Haunted Hill. Everyone, I've been so bad about watching. All right, so this is a remake of the 50-something movie.
One of those movies you said like a movie that you're not supposed to watch when you're young. I think I saw like one of the Leprechaun movies, and it had a really big impact on me because he kills one of the chicks by inflating her boobs, and then they explode.
I got to see that one.
And then Trilogy of Terror, I also saw with the little like the native African doll with the spear and the razor teeth. That kind of freaked me out.
I've been told to watch this.
Yeah, Trilogy of Terrors.
Children of Terror.
Freaky.
Okay. I've been told to watch that. Let's see. So everyone's still in there. But this is correct me
I've
wrong.
seen Phantasm.
All right. This is in like the horror genre, right? Like,
yes,
so
yeah.
Is it a slasher more so? Psycho.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
A slasher movie.
Yeah. I mean, I love the first Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh, that's a good one. I think 3 is better personally.
But like the first Hellraiser as well. I like slashers because I like the character design. Like you have the iconic character, and that just keeps coming back. And usually slasher films, the longer they go in a series, the more they devolve into like nonsense and ridiculousness. But one of my favorites is Black Christmas. You ever seen that?
Oh, that's a good one.
So good. Really good. People like kind of say that's might be the first slasher film.
Well, came out 4 years before Halloween. Same year as Texas Chainsaw.
Oh, really? Yeah. But I loved the mood of everything in Black Christmas. Yeah.
I think it's also the guy who plays the dad in Nightmare on Elm Street is also in that movie too. So that was an interesting one. Yeah, I feel like Halloween is credited with creating the format because it really popularized it.
Yeah.
But those ones came out first, so I don't know. It's hard to say. Some people say Psycho. I don't know if it counts as a slasher. I guess it does.
Yeah, I
But
don't know. I mean, I guess technically, but I always thought of that as more like a thriller or psychological thriller, kind of like how like Silence of the Lambs is.
yeah, I think it doesn't. I think it like created the what would lead to the mold, right? It's kind of like
Mm.
how maybe it's different, but how like
Right.
certain characters like led to Superman that were like superhero esque, or like certain characters led to Batman. I
Yeah,
think it could be that
like the
kind of
Shadow or
yeah.
Doc Savage.
Wishmaster, I would need to check out. All right.
Yeah, I've never seen that one. I
I've
heard it's
never
good though.
heard of it. Oh, that is a cool. See, I like when they have unique looking characters, and that brings me to I guess we could talk about the slasher villain. Simon, is he in any way related to Mr. Bisley?
So I was thinking of rewriting the ending where our heroes pull the mask off, and it's like a Scooby-Doo ending where it's Simon Bisley under there. It's like, oh, I would have got away with it if it wasn't for your meddling kids. You know, something like that. That might be the
Yeah.
director's cut, though.
That'd be. You don't know the ending yet?
No, it's already drawn.
I was
Yeah,
gonna
I know.
say. I
But
was
maybe
like,
we'll add some
okay.
extra pages where it's a director's cut alternate ending. You know,
Gotcha. Yeah. I've heard so many wild Bisley stories from the 90s. Him being a slasher, that I would absolutely be interested in that. So we got Psycho Slumber. So I guess we'll get into it. So this takes place after Lost Pages 3, I assume.
So this, yes, but there's nothing that really directly ties it into it. So if you haven't read The Lost Pages 3, you could totally read this on its own. You know, I introduce each character here in the story as if this is the first time you're meeting them.
Mhm.
And so if you don't know anything about Jazz and Krim, you'll learn about them in here and how, you know, they grew up together and Krim's her imaginary friend, stuff like that. So you don't have to, but if you have read that, it's even better.
Awesome. Yeah, I like that old school approach. I would keep it's hard to find a balance because it really does take page time, which is why, I was talking about like old school panel counts and stuff. Finding new ways to reintroduce the same characters and say the same information over and over again
Yeah.
is so tough. I remember I would look at, like, especially I've read, of Claremont's X-Men run, finding he was, I'll be honest, it's rough in the beginning. Every single time Nightcrawler teleports, it tells you that he teleports, and it's like, I could see it, man.
Yeah, the BAMF. Yeah, I was watching a video, I think it was like Cartoonist Kayfabe on Frank Miller's Born Again. And like every issue, it gives you the origin of Daredevil.
Oh, does it?
Just in a different way. Like in one page. You know what did that really well, actually, was the new Lobo one shot that they came out with. He takes like throughout the story, they talk about Lobo, but there's like one page where it actually shows like his origin of how he killed everybody on his planet, and it shows him like teenage Lobo and everybody getting killed by these murder hornets, space hornets that he created for a science project, and like he kills everybody on his planet. So they did a good job, like, because it's Lobo's a popular character, but if you haven't read like the first miniseries, you probably don't know his origin. So they stuck that in there, and it didn't take up multiple pages. Like, they did a really good job of it.
Gotcha. That's awesome. I do recommend Lost Pages 3. I'm debating. The problem with my favorite indie comics there's a problem with them all being created by people I know.
Yeah.
So it's like, but I did genuinely really like the Lost Pages. I think it's the best one of the three. I think each one is better than the last.
We're trying. That's what we're trying to do
well, I would hope so.
Yeah. And what was your favorite part of the book again?
God, I have to think. I mean, I like the pineapple part, honestly.
That's so funny to me that you like.
I like that. Well, because you know what? I'll honestly, like, because I joke around a lot. Like, I'm very sappy, and I'm a very like, and that'll come across like I like my fun, my action, but I don't know. Like to me, it's like I could read all the crim big action sequences
Yeah.
in a row, but it's like moments like that are like why I remember a story most.
That's awesome. Awesome to hear. So there, you hear it here first, guys. Read the Lost Pages 3 for the pineapple. Pineapple.
You'll see it.
Yeah.
And you'll at first you'll be like, this is dumb. Why does Vaughn like this? And which is an understandable. And then you'll get to the end and be like,
that.
well, at first you will because they don't Phil, we both know the audience doesn't trust me. So they'll be like, this is stupid. Vaughn's stupid. Why does he like this? And then they'll be like, Vaughn has a huge brain. By the time it's the end, is really what their character are.
Yeah, you have like a big wrinkly, right?
Brain?
Yeah, right. Where some people have a
smooth cranium,
smoothie, right? But you have a big wrinkly.
I guess I don't really examine people's brains, but if you say so.
Dale says, I don't remember a pineapple. Read it again, Dale.
Dude, what? It was pretty important to the story.
Yeah,
yeah. So Crimstone, we got these two right here.
Yeah, that's Marty and Finch. So they are characters from the Lost Pages, or sorry, from the Kill Journal books.
Oh yeah,
they're some of the main survivors. So if you guys never read the Kill Journal,
yeah, tell us about that. I haven't read it yet.
Horror slasher universe, and if you like slashers, Vaughn, you dig it.
Oh
like,
yeah, I'm excited.
Super gory. You could grab the first volume, which is like over 130 pages on this campaign, but it's all about this world, which is basically like our world, but there's slashers, which they call revenants, running rampant in the world. And some of the victims that have gotten in contact with these slashers, maybe they've had their family members murdered brutally. Instead of, becoming ultimate victims and crawling back into their homes, they decide to take up arms and hunt these slasher killers that are tied to our world in some way. So they have to figure out what is keeping them here, usually what caused them to become a slasher, and destroy that thing to get rid of them and kill these slashers. So Marty and Finch are two characters that have had both of members of their family killed by revenants, different ones. And actually, Red Valkyrie Shay wrote, I'm pretty sure she wrote the story of Marty's origin, where the slasher is like this crazy psycho with a scythe that kills people through mirrors. Like he's almost like Mirror Master. Like he creeps up through like this mirror dimension and kills her, I think, older brother. And so Marty's in this story as well as Finch. And Finch's story is awesome. Adam did a short written by Brian Kriskow. Finch, his father gets burned alive by this revenant called Mr. Crispy. He's like a pyromaniac slasher. Really cool.
That's awesome. So Adam Lawson brings on other writers to write a lot of this.
Yeah, so he in the first volume, there's like a main story, and then it's separated by shorts that are written by other people. So Adam wrote the whole bulk of it with Jason Krager doing the art, and then he has some other writers and artist teams jump on for short stories, which I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I think that's really cool. And so these two were created by Brian and Shay, or am I?
No, they're created by Adam, and they Shay and Brian were hired on to write some side stories.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. My bad. Well, those are all. I haven't gotten to talk to Adam Lawson yet. I definitely want to. Maybe I should have invited him on. All right, I'll invite him on in another time. But
yeah,
this looks great. So how does all that tie in with Crim? Tell me about it.
So, Adam came to me. He wanted to do a crossover with the Lost Pages and the Kill Journal. I'm like, that's an awesome idea. And so I got the opportunity to create a new Revenant for the Kill Journal universe. And I really, like the Freddy Krueger aspect. And I'd already mess around with like writing about dreams and dreamscapes in the Lost Pages. If you guys have read the series, there's parts in the story where either characters get knocked out or they're asleep and you see into their dreams. That happens in the third book. We also see that in the second book where the silhouette gets knocked out and he has a dream of the masquerade. So there's a lot of like dream weaving throughout the Lost Pages series as well. So when I came up with Simon, I thought the perfect character for him to go up against would be Crimstone, because Crim is imaginary and he's a conjuring of the mind, so he lives in like the imaginary realm and almost has 1 foot in reality and 1 foot in the dream world. So that's how they get wrapped up into this.
Okay, so it's a lot
super
of
fun.
Nightmare on Elm Street you pull from.
Yeah. So what I'm kind of like throwing out there, this is kind of like if She-Hulk had to fight Freddy Krueger, like this story.
That's interesting. All right, so I have a question then. Have you seen? Because you mentioned Nightmare on Elm Street. Now I skipped the second one. I was told it was really weird. Also, apparently it's very gay, which isn't necessarily a problem, but apparently it just is. But the third one,
I'll have to watch it. And
the third one, you have to watch. Have you seen the third one?
No, I haven't.
The third one is
that's
like
Dream Warrior, right?
Yeah, so that's like they all decide to band together and fight back against Freddy.
Yeah.
So,
and I know that's the premise of it, and I specifically didn't watch it because I knew I was going to do something similar to that in this book. So
you avoid, because that's interesting. I normally, if I'm going to do something similar, I'll try and find similar things. Because to me, I come from the mindset, that when it's channel, if you're trying too hard to be something else, that is a problem. And I've done that before. Like my first slasher movie script, I basically described it to my friends and like, dude, that's literally just Halloween. And I'm like, no. And he was like, yeah, it is. But sometimes you want to do things different. But like I don't know. I look at people that have done similar things. And even if I know I'm going to do it differently, it gives me, I can pull from that, but I'll do that differently. I tend to like doing that, but I also do understand why people avoid stuff.
Sure, yeah.
If you were adapting Dream Warriors, that wouldn't be okay, but yeah.
Yeah. Now, and like with the design too, I wanted to keep it very much away from Freddy. Adam had the awesome idea to give him like this concrete saw.
Oh, it's concrete. Let me double
check. And it's for cutting through concrete.
Oh, I thought it was. I was like, what?
No. So that kind of actually ties into his origin as well. And as you see, like on the cover, that Rob Willis cover, the backdrop setting of it is like this construction site. So that ties into him. And a lot of this story too is taking a glimpse into what made Simon, what turned him into this demented supernatural psychopath, which is going to be a lot of fun to step into.
That's really cool, man. That just sounds awesome. Does he have 4 fingers?
No.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I thought he had 4 fingers here.
Yeah,
but
because these Revenant guys, they were they used to be human, right?
Human,
so they're
right?
Like undead, supernatural.
So let's go through. Let's see. So we got the catch-up tier, the digital. Obviously, you can get the books. I got. What was the tier that had this and Carol Journal? That's the one I got. Killer catch-up or no?
You might have added it on the Killer Journal.
Added on. Okay.
Yeah, because we do have everything as add-ons basically. So you get the book, the Rob Willis cover. We also have a kick-ass shirt designed by the Howl Comics, one of my favorite artists. Did a really cool Psycho Slumber shirt. And then the previous book. So if you haven't read any of the Lost Pages or any of the Kill Journal, you could find all that stuff here as well as on our sites.
And the digital book is the same as the main?
Yeah, so if this is good for like people that are out of the country because shipping is skyrocketing. So we do have digital PDFs. We also have the digital PDFs of the previous Lost Pages stuff, so you can catch up. And then the Kill Journal as well.
Yo, you got a fan here. Victoria. Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. Good job. You got a simp in the chat. You got 2 women.
I appreciate it.
Wow, incredible. You're bringing all the ladies out. All right. So yeah, that's awesome. So are you doing it as a PDF? Okay. Because I want to do a digital for mine. And I'm just wondering if and I'm probably like overthinking everything. I tend to do that, but I'm always worried. I'm like, is a PDF, do people like PDFs or do they, because I don't know how to do the reader view. I just know I like it usually. Although
Well,
I
check
hate
this out.
when it's-
Have you, and I know you've heard us talk about Global Comics, but have you checked it out yet?
Yeah, can you read full you have to pay for a subscription or how does it work?
Yes. And I'm not sure what the price is, but you could, as a creator, you can make as many pages as you want free, or you could put it up there for free as well, or have it up for free for a limited time. So here, share my screen. We put the Psycho Slumber preview up on Global Comics, and the first 10 pages are free. And this is in black and white. And so this is what the reader looks like. You could check it out on your PC, on your phone or tablet or anything. And the cool thing is they do this panel by panel view. So this is actually how the book starts. This is the hobo from the Lost Pages is out in front of a church, and he runs into St. George, who's one of the main characters in the Kill Journal. And this is how they get introduced to each other. You know, they both have these books. The hobo has the Lost Pages. St. George has the Kill Journal, where he writes down all of his recounts of killing these slashers. And people are saying he looks like a Michael Bancroft. But
so how did you do that reader? Because I want to definitely do that.
Yeah, so this is built in the Global Comics. As a creator, you just outline panel by panel with like a little pen point tool or like a marquee tool in Photoshop. It's actually fun. It's like cool to throw it in there. And what's up, Baz? Good to see you. But yeah, so you guys could go. I think there's a link on my Twitter, or you could look up Zaid Comics on Global Comics, and we have a bunch of pages free up there. And then if you do join as a subscriber on Global Comics, you get to read like over 60,000 books for free. They have the new Transformers on there, Invincible is on there, all the Dark Horse Mask stuff. So if you're a reader and you want to consume comics, and you want to do it digitally, this is a perfect way to do it.
Do they have Marvel and DC stuff up there too, or just everything else? I only asked because Marvel Unlimited has been censoring old comics to the point where at Baltimore I had to hunt down New Mutants 45. And I struggled, man. I went to like 10 different booths to find it.
Let me see here. This is so they have a bunch of Hellboy, a bunch of Dark Horse stuff. So Top Cow, Darkness.
Nice. I got to read more digital. I just have so many to go through.
Of course, a lot of indie stuff.
Oh, Godslap.
Yeah, hey. Godslap is where is that? It's up here.
Is he back for? Is Jamie's not doing this book, right?
No, he's Ricardo's not on this book, but here's Transformers, Invincible.
Okay, Juan Gideon.
Furry shit, you know.
Furry shit. Apparently that does sell. Furries apparently do have a lot of money, so it's like people that you're like,
yeah, you should put a furry character in your book.
Well, that's the thing is listen, I don't condone it, but I do like money. And that's the duality of man, I guess.
Money.
Yeah. You know, apparently that like a lot of them work in tech and just make a ton of money, which makes sense because they spend a lot of time on the internet. And apparently, like globally, the internet slows down when like big fur cons happen because most of them take off. I heard someone told me that, and I think I'm pretty sure that's true.
Yo, Baz is asking what this site's called. Global Comics with an X.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to ask you about putting mine on there.
Yeah. But yeah, this is drawn by Juan Gideon.
Nice.
And he's most known for his DC book Jurassic League. He did that Dinosaur Justice League book. But yeah, the first 10 pages are free on there if you guys want to check it out. You can read it. I lettered all this up. But the full book will be in color, 60 pages. And so basically the intro to this story is this guy here. His name's Johnny. He robbed a pharmacy and he stole some pills. So Krim and Jazz are after him, just try to take him down because they're the local superhero. But it turns out the pills, why he's taking them, is because he doesn't want to fall asleep. He's been up for like 4 days straight.
Ooh.
And he's hiding from Simon. If he falls asleep, he knows he's going to have these nightmares and he might wind up dead because maybe one of his friends got by Simon. So
wow, Mr. Bisley.
So
oh, Johnny Boy, that's a reference? Is that a reference to Sin City, or is it no? It's probably just a common name.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not
okay.
So he's like on the verge of falling asleep. So his blood pressure is up, his adrenaline is pumping, so he could actually see Krim. Because we learned in book 3, these people like robbers and bad guys, the more adrenaline you have in your system, the more likely you are to actually see Krim in the real world. And it freaks them out. Like it's, of course it's going to freak them out.
Oh, that's cool. I like that.
So he's actually like, he sees him in the reflection of the puddle here and he thinks he's already asleep. He thinks he's already dreaming. But once Finch and Marty step in, they tell Jasmine what's going on and that he's gonna die if he falls asleep. And we'll see the what happens in a few pages down here. I don't know if Johnny's gonna last long, guys.
Oh boy, that's messed up, man. That's messed up. I was really attached to Johnny. So Krim, okay, have you seen that one Justice League episode? Because this immediately when you start saying he's already on edge and he has to avoid it. Have you seen the Dr. Destiny 2-parter of Justice League? I think it was. That's what it was. Was that an inspiration, consciously or subconsciously?
No. I remember the episode, but yeah, I haven't thought of that in a really long time.
That's immediately what I thought of. So I was just curious. I love the seeing Krim in puddles and stuff. It's
yeah. This was like, this panel turned out exactly how I thought of it. In my head, it was Juan did a great job with this one. I think I have this one colored already. Let me see. To check my email. So I might be able to pull it up. But yeah, Eugene is coloring this book for us as he did for our previous Lost Pages stuff, and he's just knocking it out of the park.
Nice, dude. That's awesome.
Let's see here. What page is this on? Page 7? It is page 7.
Pardon?
I found it. There it is. Colored up.
Ooh. Yeah, the coloring, because it's the same color as this Lost Pages, right?
Yeah. He did all of Lost Pages 3. So he did all the Dan Dahl art at the beginning and the end, and the Ricardo stuff. So he's just like, you give him a new artist and he totally tailors his style to their style.
I was gonna say, because and I guess that's a sign of a good colorist, is it, it looks so different that I just assumed it was a different, and then I saw his name and I was like, oh my god, he just totally, I guess it changes for not just the style but the genre too. Like I don't think that Lost Pages coloring style would have worked in a horror. Like this has a grittier look to it.
Yeah, like I specifically tell him, like I give him a rundown of the story, and then every page I send him, I'll send him notes. But this one we definitely wanted to feel gritty and more of like an underground book, because of that slasher vibe we want to go for.
Gotcha. That's awesome.
Let me pull up this one's pretty badass too, colored.
Let's see it.
The splash.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, and he's really making those tattoos feel like they're glowing.
Yeah, I like it. And they change, right? The tattoos change.
Yeah.
Okay, because I love that feature. I think that's such a cool. How much do you direct that, and how much do you, because it says things. So I'm wondering how much of that is your writing, and how much of that is like letting the artist do their thing.
If I have a specific idea that I think will be fun and cool in the moment, I'll put it in there. But a lot of the stuff that Ricardo would put on the arms in the Lost Pages 3, he just did on his own. And sometimes I'd have him change it if it didn't really make sense, or because he's from Brazil, and sometimes the words would like not really translate well because the language barrier there, but we would go back and forth, and he did his stuff digitally, so he could change it on the fly. But yeah, if I have an idea, something specific that I want, I'll let it be known. But yeah, that's kind of a lot of fun with this character too. You know, having that changing tattoo aspect, almost like, you know, Rorschach's mask, because Gibbons did that in The Watchmen a lot of the times. You know, sometimes he'd have the ink blots being like a question mark, or you know, different shapes, which I really enjoyed that in The Watchmen.
Yeah, no, that's definitely like an interesting way of they going about it. I don't know. I always like that. The ink blots and how they blend into, I don't know, like whatever was going on. If I remember correctly, I left my Watchmen downstairs because I was looking at it. But yeah, I don't know. I always find that interesting.
Did you get that? What was that? The like digest size Watchmen?
Did that just come out?
It's probably been out for a few months now. I saw them at the store.
I haven't been getting any of those. Are they good?
I mean, it's the same book,
story.
Smaller. It's just manga sized.
Yeah, they're really trying to get those manga readers, dude.
I hear they sell well. I mean, they're like $10. They're so cheap. And I was at a shop a couple weeks ago, and I asked the owner how they're selling. He's like, they're selling good, and he's like, they're really easy to recommend to people because they're only $10, and it's Watchmen. That's like a phone book size. It's 12 issues, you know.
Yeah, that's crazy. I do feel like, because a lot of people are like, oh, it needs, especially in the indie space, it needs to be premium pages, it needs to be this thick, it needs to be, and I'm like, dude, I don't think the average person cares about that at all. Like, these are people that grew up and would get, like, go look at any old comic, the crappiest quality paper. Go look at what's selling on the newsstands. It's like the cheapest they could possibly. It's like what, 60? Like, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna do that with, like, I definitely my current plan is to keep the crowdfunded books but I'm debating if I want to like make cheaper future versions and still make the premium version. Right now I have like a premium version, right?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, right? Like now I mean, they've had Watchmen for freaking 40 years, and now they're collecting it. Even though the trade I got when I was young, it was still printed on newsprint.
I think mine is too. Yeah. Do you have the generic one with the yellow cover?
Yeah, just the button.
Minimalist cover. Yeah. Sure. Yeah, that's what I have. Yeah, I mean, and I get those. Like, my New Teen Titans has those kinds of I really don't think people care as much as people. Yeah, what messes up the art when it's being rushed. Yeah, I mean, that's true. But you know, but it's also, to be honest, I mean, look at how many of those, go back and look at those monthly comics, even some of the best ones ever. You could tell when they're rushing for deadlines. It's people, I think people forget that, like, sometimes that's forgivable. They're like, you look at Silvestri's X-Men issues, right? And then you look at the stuff where he was on his own deadlines. He clearly was able to add more detail, and the art on a technical level is better. But that doesn't like mean that the deadline rushed issues are bad. Sometimes you got to rush to make a deadline, and you're sacrificing certain things. But look at the amount of volume. Look at the volume of work we got in that amount.
Right. Yeah.
So you're always going to lose something, is one of the things I've realized with comics. Like, okay, so my artist is taking longer because I'm like, hey, let's give feedback on thumbnails and whatever. So it's like, okay, because we do that, that takes more time. Oh, I'm doing more panels per page. That's fine, but it just means I'm taking more. So you got to understand, and this is one of the things I'm learning as I'm an indie creator, you can't have it all. If you want to have a monthly book, okay, well, there's a reason why most artists like to ink their own work. There's a reason why A lot of artists monthly will even just tell you, I'm not crazy about my artwork here. Oh, the inker messed me up. Whatever.
Yeah.
You can't really do that. I mean, there's also so many famous stories where writers will even be like, yeah, the artist drew something that I didn't envision. And it was, they interpreted my script wrong, and then we have to go to print.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone has to settle on some level, Jay. Everyone does. Like, I wanted to have books out like that, but I have to settle for taking longer because of XYZ. Everyone has to settle something.
Yeah, I mean, especially it's the collaborative process as well, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I mean, that's just, you always are gonna have to settle something, unless you're the full creative team, unless you're writing, penciling, inking, coloring, lettering,
like a Michael Bancroft.
Yeah, like some psychopath like that.
Psycho Bancroft.
Unless you're some sadist like that.
Well, getting back to like that cheaper paper thing, right? That they're doing and how they're able to get the price point down so low. First off, they've had all of the art done for 40 years,
yeah.
for Watchmen, and they're just printing it because it keeps selling, right? They're keeping it in print. For one, they're keeping it in print so Alan Moore never gets the rights back. And then for two, people are going to buy it. And they're books so popular that you have those fanatics that are going to buy every iteration of it, right? You have that with Dark Knight Returns, where
Bobby has
version comes out.
Bobby has like 4 or 5 versions of that.
Right. Yeah. The same with like Frege. He has like every version that's ever come out. So a new version, it means they're of course going to sell. But that manga size, talking about how like you think like readers don't really care about the quality of the paper, that generation, like the new generation, whatever, Gen Z or millennials, they're used to reading manga constantly, which is newsprint style paper, very thin, cheap paper. And the books are that size, so that obviously they're trying to get that market as well, which I think is smart. To get kids reading Western comics. But I just got this, not to weep out, but the Trigun, which was originally printed at the small manga form, and then also serialized back in the early 90s in manga magazines. But this is freaking awesome because it's oversized. Like, here's my tome, oversized. The art is oversized as well, and it's freaking awesome. Here's Vaughn's future girlfriend there.
Ew! Well, her forehead is massive. Holy shit! The proportions on this woman.
Well, she's a giant. Look, there's her daughter on her shoulder.
But no, I mean, the giant is, but she, like, Giganta is a giant. I'm not concerned about the size. Like, what is going on with her?
She's got like that hydrocephaly head, whatever the hell it's called.
Dude, what is with her neck, bro? Like, this girl looks.
She's part of.
All right, imagine imagine that chick comes up on like a dating app. Like, no, thank you. Those proportions are fucking wild.
But this is cool because I mean, like, this is, came out in 1994, and now they have this bad, and this is Dark Horse reprint hardcover edition. And this is like, that's freaking quality right there. And this is $50, but it's 700 pages. Awesome. And it has the ribbon bookmark. It's stitched so you can get all that art flat. So cool. That's the hopefully 20 years from now we could do something like that when we have all our books done. And all the long pages is done.
Yeah, so I'll be like 30 then.
30?
20 years. No, I'm kidding. I'll be 45. All right. She has a strong, independent neck. That's true. Definitely a bar at closing time, guy. When you're like, all right, I'll settle. That's if you settle for that, it's fine. All right. Did you want to show anything else here? Or should we go back to the campaign page?
This is another new page of colors that I got in. You get some more crim and a reflection here. Window, someone peeking out of the window.
So, because I am curious, because without spoilers, there's some developments with Krim as a character and his abilities, and how him and Jazz happen. And I'm just curious how things move going forward. So, have things changed? Like, because in the first 2 Lost pages, they fought, and for most of 3, there's a certain way things are done.
Yeah, their
how they fight,
and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm trying not to spoil it for newcomers, but is there?
Yeah, we're definitely going to explore that more down the line in the Lost pages, and when we see them fight again. In here, well, you'll have to wait and see to read it if we do some reveals with their powers here. But they definitely, there's a lot of action in here. In this too, we see, Krim fighting in that dream world. So if you go back to the campaign page, there's a page where he's in that like Krim ball form. That fight happens in one of Jasmine's dreams. So she falls asleep on that page, and she gets attacked right there by Simon, like a bunch of Simons, because he rules the dream world. So Simon could do whatever he wants in the nightmare world, but since they're inside of Jasmine's mind, Krim can also do what he could do, crazy stuff too. So we're gonna see a lot of action like that. It's gonna be really cool.
Gotcha. I really like that. I like the ball form. So he could shapeshift. I guess do you have limitations on his shape-shifting abilities?
He basically, in the imaginary world, he's more like has like reality manipulation, right?
Gotcha.
So in like the 3rd book, you saw like there's that moment where he's getting attacked by all those little gremlins, and King Loath is watching him, and then he realizes, his weapon is imagination, and then he whips out those giant machine guns and starts chewing them up. So it's like his mind is his only limitation when he's in Jazz's head.
All right, that's awesome, man. Right, sounds good. I like, I don't know. I like I liked the back and forth, and I like, because one thing I like is the powers, like it's explained the dynamic between them.
Mm-hmm.
But I like how we're kind of just as we're getting to know it, suddenly the powers change, and I don't know. It's cool. It's cool. It's like keeps you, we're so used to superhero stories where it's like, and don't get me wrong, I like these stories where it's like the powers are pretty clearly defined.
Well, the reason why I did that too is I wanted noticeable character progression.
Mm-hmm.
It's like at the start of the 3rd Lost pages, Krim and Jazz are something different than at the end of it. I tried to have so Jasmine grows as a character in how she feels about herself and views her own mind, and overcomes hurdles, figuratively and literally, with like Wastoid and taking him on. And then also as a team, her and Krim grow in their abilities as well.
I like that. I don't know, kind of how, I mean, I guess it's different, but how there's like, so Freddy, I guess, has his powers in the dream world, or Scorpion. I know it's different, but listen, I'm going to mention it because you're here. Scorpion in the Nether Realm, how he's more powerful there.
For Mortal Kombat?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, sure. Did you see they added Noob to MK1?
I never bought MK1. Why are Cyrax and Sector women?
I don't know.
I stopped. I'm like, they're checking like every box. And here's the thing. I like the idea, I guess, of Liu Kang, because I like Liu Kang. He's my favorite character. And I was like, sick. Yeah. He's getting cover treatment. And then I was like, what are they doing? They're doing all these like whack-ass designs. Why are we on our 3rd timeline in like 10 years?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's like just lazy writing at this point, because Mortal Kombat 9 came out in 2010, 2011, and they did
how they massacred those girls.
They reset the timeline, right? So it's like, okay, And it was years ago when not every IP and franchise was doing timeline stuff or alternate realities. That once was enough for me. And then now they, at the end of freaking 11, they reset the timeline again. And in this one, it's like a multiverse. So now,
it's a multiverse.
yeah. So now that's why there's like so many different versions of characters. They did the Spider-Verse thing in Mortal Kombat.
So is there a black woman version of me in another universe?
I thought you were the black version.
No, I hate to break the news to you.
But that's why Sector and Cyrax are chicks now for some reason. And they're not robots. They just have like Iron Man armor on.
So then just call them different characters. They're not even the same character. Then call them Secta and Syra.
They could have made a purple robot and a freaking pink robot. And it could have been
sexist.
Come up with new names. But yeah, Noob still looks cool. His moves look awesome. I want to play, but I don't have freaking time to play.
Yeah, dude, that's the thing. Like I've been taking 2 years to finish the last Zelda, and the new one came out. It's the first one where you actually get to play as Zelda. So I'm excited. But then it's like I still haven't played Stellar Blade. It's like I don't have as much time as I used to when I was little because I'm actually spending it being, I'd like to think, productive.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's tough because it's
it's like at the end of the day too. I don't even feel like I would feel guilty putting so much time into games and fighting games like I used to, you know.
What's going on? Yeah, I agree. It's like even when I was playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, I was like, this is so much of my time. This is so much of my time.
And now like you just have to put so much time into fighting games because people are literally getting paid to play games all day so they can, they're sponsored, and then to go to tournaments and win money and give some of that to their sponsor. Like it's if crazy. You're not grinding 8 hours a day, you're not gonna, win a tournament for sure. Dude, but maybe I'll play just to whip my buddies' butts.
Yeah, no, it's that's how it is. I kind of learned that I'm not built for the competitive scene. I had two roommates that were like one of them was a competitive Smash player in college, and the other was a competitive Street Fighter.
Did he take showers though?
What? Oh, did he take showers? Because they're stinky. Okay, I got that.
The Smash community is notably.
He would have a lot of commentary on the Smash community. There's the Smash community. Also, it was just funny because like I see a different lens because I'm like a fan of just all the characters coming together. It was weird. I was playing Smash. Like I would try and take lessons in college, but then I would keep putting off. And for 4 years, I could have probably been really good if he offered to train me so many times and I just would keep turning it down. But
Baz says he plays an hour a night. Yeah, if I did that, I would end up playing 3 hours.
That's my problem. It's like you can't get anything done in a game in an hour.
Well, the online fighting games, you play and then you get on a losing streak and it's like, oh, I can't stop now. I have to beat somebody. And then you just end up getting your ass kicked for the next hour. And then it's 3 a.m.
Yeah. It's weird. I don't know. It's just like there's so much that goes into it that I didn't know. They're like, oh, you got to learn about like frame or cancel. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, frame data.
Frame data. I'm like, if
you don't know the frame data, you're just a filthy scrub. Right?
That's what I learned. I remember so do you know zoning?
Yes.
My one sweet mate, would play as Guile. And he would just, I remember one time I let him play my Mortal Kombat, and he would just keep doing the same projectiles over and over as Reptile because he wanted to practice zoning. And I see him playing on my thing, and then I go and check my own Xbox, and there are a bunch of people screaming at him for like, dude, you're just spamming, and he would just say,
Yeah,
adapt.
spamming.
I'm like, dude, I'm not endorsing this. You can't message people on my competitive score did go up, but I was like, dude, don't do that. Yeah, I really liked. Who was your main? Noob, right? Is your main?
Yeah, I made Noob and MK9, and I was the moderator for the Noob Saibot leaderboards or forum on testyourmic.com.
Testyourmic.com. What the hell is
Yeah.
that?
It's the old MK forum that before Twitter, I think Twitter was still a thing, but before everybody was on Twitter, the MK community had their own forum called Test Your Might. I think it's
Nice.
still around, but
I know they have a Discord that I'm technically in and I never check.
and then in MK, what was that? Not and then X, I played Kodal Khan, and I think that's it really. Because Noob wasn't in that. And then 11, I played Noob. And then 1, I played Havoc, which Havoc, I guess, got a bunch of buffs. And
Yeah.
he's now S tier, like Sonic Fox
What?
is using Havoc now. Yeah. They gave him
Sonic Fox. What a guy.
they gave him a low, they gave him new moves, and he's really good now. Yeah.
Dude,
But I played Lobo and Injustice.
Oh, yeah, of course. Checks out.
Did you ever see my Lobo video of me playing Lobo?
I think so. And then we watched the old videos of me playing.
Let's not bring that back up.
I wanted to one up you, and I did, but probably not the one up. Yeah, that was good. I was bad at Injustice. I was really bad. And then Injustice 2, I played Black Canary a lot.
Oh, Injustice 2, I played.
Yeah, that must have been devastating for you.
The Swamp Thing. And then Dark Side was crazy fun, and Hellboy when Hellboy came out. Hellboy was cool too.
Hellboy when I remember that. That was an interesting game. The Ninja Turtles, that was fun.
Yeah, it was cool. I had a bunch of buddies that worked on those games. My buddy Eric was a tester, and he designed a lot of the super moves in Injustice 2.
Ooh, really? That's awesome.
Yeah, he's an awesome artist. He's a concept artist. He works for Tripwire now, and he's an actual concept artist over there. And they make like the game called The Killing Floor. If anybody's played that,
I don't know if I have.
Yeah, Eric Tran. I think it's pronounced.
They're getting him on your show for an interview.
No, not really. I mean, I guess I could.
Let's see. There's an author named Eric. How's it spelled?
Tran.
But how's the first name? K?
Eric. No, it's just with a C.
Okay,
his middle name is Tiberius.
Okay.
Tiberius Tran.
Tiberius Trans is a queer Vietnamese writer. Is that
Tiberius Trans?
Wait, what? All right, hold on.
He's jacked out of his mind.
All right, yeah, this is not the same guy I'm looking at. All right, I'll find him another time.
Green Arrow is sweet. Green Arrow in the first Injustice was not good, but he was cool.
He was, for my low skill level, he was good because he would just keep doing the same thing. And if you don't know how to adapt, Deathstroke was annoying as hell.
Oh, yeah, he's a crazy zoner. Deathstroke, Sinestro.
Was Sinestro like that too?
Atrocitus was so annoying.
Mm-hmm.
He was a really good zoner, number 2.
I never really played as Atrocitus much. I liked Black Manta. I liked a lot too. Batman.
Cool.
I hate Damian Wayne, so I was so upset when they announced him as the Robin.
Yeah, I hate him too.
He's such a little I'll side against Batman, which of course he would do.
D-bag.
Of course he would. That's just something he would do, and that is why Tim Drake is a better Robin. But that is a topic for another day. Well, I've gone through that many times on stream. Anyway, this book looks awesome, dude. And how far along are you?
We are the art, like the pencils and inks are completed. We're getting it colored right now. So this is for coloring and printing. It's 60 pages of story. It's a full self-contained story. And I'm sure it's going to be definitely over 60 because we'll have some concept art in there in the back and probably pinups and stuff like that. But yeah, so this turnaround time should be pretty quick on this. We're hoping to have it printed before the end of the year. I think that would be
Nice.
awesome. I'm going to be lettering it up as well. And yeah, spread the word on this. If you guys want to grab this book, that'd be freaking amazing. Now's the time to do it. It's spooky season. It's officially October. And if you guys like superheroes and horror, this is the book for you. Definitely check it out.
All right, that is awesome, man. So definitely check that out. Yeah, I guess that's it. I was hoping, man. Oh, you know what? I'll play the trailer real quick. I haven't played the trailer yet, so let me do that. Forgot to do that. Back during my stream, make me look good, guys.
Yeah, let's get the Vaughn. What would you call this? The Vaughn sectomy or something?
Oh, definitely not that. All right, I'm gonna think of something.
In the dead of night, on the outskirts of Chicago, the line between reality and imagination blurs. And in the moment before you doze off, Simon wakes up to play. He'll seep into your sleep and turn your wildest dreams into your final nightmare. From the worlds of the Kill Journal and the Lost Pages comes this year's most horrifying comic crossover, Psycho Slumber. When the undead is in your head, it will take more than heroes to put it back to rest. You'll need survivors. In Simon's world, the rules are his own, and the only way out is to play his game. This winter, Simon says, "You're next."
Yeah, people are confused in the chat of who's hosting the stream.
Oh yeah, it's me. But then Phil decided to
Well, this is
stream as well.
This is like a stream coaching. It's this new thing I'm doing. So I'll let you come on my stream and you practice hosting your own stream, and then after we're going to talk about how Vaughn could improve. You know.
Okay. All right, man.
No, yeah, I'm simulcasting his interview of me on my channel. So
yeah, no, make sure you guys subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. It's just my name. Also, I'm gonna put the link in the chat because so apparently the algorithm wants you to just only do one thing, which is why my channel never really grew because you know I would keep bouncing between stuff. So also a lot of people aren't crazy about my gaming stream. Some people do like it. So just to make things simple and because it's better for the algorithm, all those things, I decided to create a gaming channel. I may go live tonight. So subscribe to.
Are you gonna play Pajama Sam?
What the hell is Pajama Sam?
Dude, you should get it on Steam.
V-Man Gaming, guys.
Is it called V-Man Gaming?
V-Man Gaming. V-Man Gaming. That's my channel.
Yo, Raiden Radio's in the chat. What's up, brother? Good to see you.
The algorithm, there's no way. There's no way the algorithm helped.
Well, the algorithm sent him to my channel.
Oh, of course it did. Of course it did. How many subscribers do you have?
Like 1,600.
Okay, I'm gunning for you. I'm gunning for you.
Damn. Yeah, I gotta make more videos.
Dude, the shorts, I'm telling you, because my generation, well, the problem I'm finding, unless someone shouts you out, generally, like live stream is good for maintaining an audience.
Yeah, I guess.
But like these kinds of streams, I guess, you know, I'm bringing in people and that's fine. But like, you know, generally speaking, you're going to want to do, I haven't been doing videos a lot, so I don't think the algorithm really promotes that. But, you know, I think maybe like shorts have been super helpful. I did also notice when I looked at my age demographics, as soon as I started doing shorts, the younger audience responds more to shorts. The older audience
for sure.
responds more to live streams. That's what I tend to notice.
Yeah.
But it's also
I always want to
so
clip stuff from
consistent.
streams and make it into shorts, but I never have time.
I haven't been doing that. Takes a bit, I guess. I generally like if I'll come up with a topic. I want to talk about this, and then I'll talk about that. And it varies. It does really vary greatly. So it's not consistent, I find. And again, they want you to just talk about whatever's popular, which is good. You want to definitely do that. What the hell is Galaxy Gas? Can you explain this to me?
Yeah, that's my brother, Brandon. He actually spoiled the comic. He said Simon's a mild-mannered car washer until one night he fell into a boiling vat of Simon eyes, turning him into the killer in your nightmares.
Who said this?
Simon.
Oh, that's Simon's thing.
It's his opening monologue in the comic.
Oh, okay.
He explains himself.
Gotcha. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on. Let me know. So everyone go to Zaid Comics, subscribe to his channel.
Yeah.
Of course, subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to V-Man Gaming and sign up for Phenomenova if you haven't already. Again, that is, or, I'll put that in. Anything you want to say before we close out? Anything else you want to promote? Anything like that?
Check out the website, zaidcomics.com. You can get cool shirts of our comics. Actually, you could just share my screen here. I got it pulled up. Right. It'll take you anywhere you need to go. So if you want to bag the book, you go to zaidcomics.com. It's the big button at the front here. You go to the Indiegogo, go through there. You can get shirts from our apparel. You could click on the Read Digital Comics, and it'll take you to Global Comics. And we do have some new holiday, spooky, sassy, sexy shirts on the site too, with some of my brother's art. Or the Lost Pages Magic Cop Zaid comic shirts as well. So check that out. All the support is freaking awesome. We couldn't do it without you guys. Spread the word. And thank you. Thanks for being on my show, Vaughn. Thanks for coming on my channel.
You're welcome, man. Let me refresh off screen so I don't risk it. Come on, guys. You're making me look bad. Oh yeah, we need to come up with a name for this. The Vaughn.
We need the vasectomy.
All right. This is not helping. Thank you. He's thanking us. You're welcome, man. Now, everyone subscribe to V-Man Gaming. Let's go. I'm gonna stream tonight to an audience of like 3 people. It's gonna be epic.
I hope
it's gonna be epic. I hope there's more, but there won't be, because I will say most of my comments during my game streams on my regular channel were, "Why are you playing this game?" And
awesome.
Things along the line. All right. Anyway, I'm gonna play the trailer for my comic as we head out. See you guys. Peace out.
All right. See ya. I'm gonna go get some dinner.
You're gonna eat?
Yeah. Dinner's done, I think. I'm gonna go.
Dinner? Your tummy aches? All right.
Not yet.
All right. Bye.
See ya.
When the whole world was dragged into World War III, brave men like my father fought on the front lines. And they weren't alone. That was 20 years ago. Now it's up to us to carry on their legacy. And every so often, the earth from which we come gives way for something new. Something greater to be born, and with them, even greater threats to face. Bring it on! Phenomenova. For you, Dad. For you.